Hello everyone, I'm Loganathan from Loga QA Automation channel. Alright, welcome back to the next video in the Playwright JavaScript series. And in today's video, we are going to see how we can handle the auto suggestions that will generally come in the web pages. Okay, what I mean by auto suggestions, let me open the Google, and here if you see, the moment I type Playwright, right, so it is giving me few suggestions automatically, and these are called auto suggestions. And say you are typing the partial word here, and then you have to click on a particular auto suggestion it is giving you, right? For example, Playwright Python, I'm clicking, right? So similar action I want my automation script to perform, and how can I do that? So that's what we are going to see as a first script in today's video. Let me create a folder called auto suggestion, and then I'll create a test under it. Right click, new file, I'll name it as test01.spec.ts. All right, let's start with our regular import statement, and then let us have a simple test created automatically or from copy pasting the existing test, and I rename it to auto suggestion example 1, and here I'll give the Google URL. Copy this, paste it, and let's first execute and see if it is working. Yep, it opens the browser and goes to Google and then comes back. Nice. Now what I need to do, I have to set a value in the Google, so I'll inspect this, and this is the text area. So let me go with await dot locator page dot locator with text area dot first dot fill, say Playwright. Okay, I'll give a small pause to this so that we can track the execution. Wait for timeout, and I'll give 2 seconds timeout. Let's execute this. Nice, it enters Playwright and it is bringing all the auto suggestions. And I'll give the same 2 seconds delay or 1 second delay at least after I enter Playwright in the text box there. Now I'll need to pick the auto suggestions, right? Say here when I type Playwright, let me inspect this and see what it is. So it is all span and it has the text Playwright. Let me go with this then, await page dot locator. It's a span, and then it has the text is equal to Playwright. And first I would like to take the count of it and ensure that it is let count is equal to and console.log. And count. Let me run this now. Okay, it says 0. For some reason this is not picking the XPath that we have given. That is the reason it is giving us the count as 0. So in this case we'll have to fix our XPath. Let me see what else I can use. Control F, span, maybe I should use contains text because I'm straight away giving text is equal to Playwright. Let me use contains text, or the text also did not have the function brackets. That could also be a reason why it was not working. Let me execute one more time. Yep, perfect. So this is picking all 10. And then in the last video we have seen how to use all text content, right? I'll use the same technique now. So I'll name it as all text content, and instead of count, what I'll do is all text contents I'll say, and then I'll print this all text content, and I'll run this. Nice, it entered Playwright. Perfect. It picked all the auto suggestions from the screen, right? As soon as I enter Playwright, whatever auto suggestion Google was giving, everything it picked and it printed on the console. Now we know this is a array. So how can I iterate through an array? In JavaScript, I can use the each loop, right? For each loop. So let I'll name it as element lm of all text, and then I'm not okay. Lm of this. Let me use the for body, and then what I do is I'll go one by one. So console dot log lm. This time instead of using all text content, I'll use all, and then here I'll take lm dot text content. But since I'm using Playwright function, I shouldn't forget to use this await. Let's run this. Cool, this time it is not an array, right? It is not printing the array. Instead, it is the array is printed because I have not used all text content here. Instead, I used all. So this means it's giving the objects as a return, and then it gets stored in this variable, and this console.log is printing the object. So that's why you see that you are seeing it in the object format. And then when I'm using the for each loop, I'm iterating through these objects and then getting the individual text content, and it is giving me this. Okay, what I did, I clicked on Playwright Python. So I'm going to have a small condition here. If this is equal to Playwright Python, then click on that element, Control Z, lm dot click, and also what I need to do, I have to put an await because it is a JavaScript function. Click is a Playwright function, and then I'll break it because I don't want to continue after I click on the Playwright Python option, because if I leave it, then it will keep iterating and it will fail. So that's why I'm breaking it. Cool, I waited for 2 seconds. Let me increase the wait seconds to 3, and I'll run this. So let's see what is the link it clicked. Oh my god. So anyways, from here you can understand it went up to Playwright, and then Playwright automation, Playwright MCP, Playwright was Selenium, Playwright MCP server, and then Playwright Python. So it went up until this Playwright Python. So that's why I left this console.log as it is. And after Playwright.python, it made a click, and that's why you saw that it is navigating to the next screen, but Google is somehow identifying I'm doing it through automation, so it's blocking me. So no worries, our script is working. Just because Google is blocking us, we are not able to do. In the real-time world, our application should not do it. If it is doing it, we should get in touch with our developers, and we need to disable those features while we are testing, right? So this worked, and a small change I can make because I'm using the X path, and if you think can I use any other locator strategy instead of using this X path? Yeah, obviously it is just a text, so I'll give you another alternative. What I do is here I print it as an all text like this, and here what I do, instead of calling it as this, let me use the Playwright CSS. It is nothing but this. Also we have already covered up. Span text is equal to Playwright. Okay, let's go. So what is the error? Unknown engine span colon text. Okay, let's take the example that we have created in the last class, where we have used all the text methods to identify an object. Yeah, we have directly used this text. We did not mention whether it is a span or not, or locator. Okay, in that case I don't want to spend time on this, so let me use text is equal to Playwright and see if it is going well. Nice, it worked. Again, it is blocked because of the Google's policy. That is fine. So here I have directly passed this text, and this is Playwright CSS. This will not work in any other case, so just keep that in mind, guys. Okay, nice. So next what I do, I'll take a little complex example. When I say complex, in terms of identifying the auto suggestion XPath as CSS. For that, let me take Flipkart as an example. So let's see Flipkart. I go there, and this is flipkart.com. I open this. Is it slow today, or is it unnecessarily navigating to something else which I don't want? Yeah, so I go to flipkart.com, and here you have this search box. You can inspect it, and say you are typing something. Okay, say I'm typing iPhone, and I want to inspect this element. So how can I do? I've set the focus already, so let me close this and open the browser. I'll try this one more time. Flipkart. Okay, and I type iPhone, and then I want to inspect this iPhone 17. The moment I right click on that, it disappears. Correct? Say again, when I get into the search box, it appears on the screen, but the moment I want to inspect it and I right click on it, it is gone. And you might think I can use the locator element here. So let us try that. So I'm clicking iPhone, and then it is giving me some auto suggestions, and I'm clicking on this, and I'm taking it there. Okay, this is available here. Maybe the setting that I've done before getting into the video is still there. Let me check that. Control P, focus. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, see, that is also gone. So whenever you are typing something and then you want to inspect the auto suggestions, this will no more appear. So in that case, what you need to do is first bring up this dev tool, and then Control Shift P. So it will bring the command prompt of your browser, and then here you type focus, And when you type focus, you'll see options like emulate a focused page, enable tab move focus and all. So select this emulate a focused page. Once you click on emulate a focus page, then you should be able to inspect the element. Right? It is inspecting. So let me go back to Flipkart.com one more time. And I type iPhone. And then let me inspect it. Nice. So it is again a span. So I copy this. I first ensure that the span is working. Span. And then text is equal to iPhone. So let me see it. Okay, it is exactly picking the iPhone word. I don't want that span. I want to go one level up. So I'll use this / and double dot, and it is taking me one more level up. Only then I can pick the entire text, right? iPhone 17 or iPhone 15, whatever I want. If I just put only span, what will happen is this will return only iPhone. If I want the complete text, then I have to go one level up in the hierarchy in the DOM. That's why I'm using this double dot. So let me copy this and I'll go to the next test and I copy paste this test. So for this test, what I name is example 2. And then the page I want to go is flipkart.com. So I'm there. Next I have to inspect this. Let me see. This is again input. And then this has many and value is iPhone. Sorry, the value is iPhone because I have entered iPhone. Let me pick this Q. Okay, locator is input. And then name is Q. Okay, in this I'll set iPhone. Very similar to what we have done in the previous example. We'll slowly build on top of it. Okay, so let me delete everything. Control X, and I keep this X path handy here. I'll execute this. So it goes to flipkart.com and enters iPhone and waits for 2 seconds. The delay that we have introduced at 3 seconds, the delay, and then it is coming out. So it is entering it. Next, what we'll do, we'll create first the count variable. Let count is equal to await page dot locator and then dot count, and let's print this. Nice, and let's see if it is first of all taking that count and printing it or not. Cool, it is printing 8. So next step, what we have done in the last example, we named it as all text content. Instead of count, I'll use all text content and we'll print this. And you remember this is an array. It goes to flipkart.com, enters iPhone, and then it picks all the auto suggestions and prints it here. Now I want to make a click on this iPhone 17 Pro. How can I do it? Let's do it. So for that, I'll again give this and I'll say that all elements. This time I don't need text content, I need elements. All elements. Instead of all text, I'll simply get all. Copy this, put it so that it will list all the objects. And then I'll use the same for concept for each loop. For let individual element of all elements. What I do, I'm going to put a if condition, if lm await lm dot text content is equal to iPhone 17 Pro. There's something going wrong. Cool. Equal to iPhone 17 Pro. Then I want that element to be clicked. Wait, lm dot click and then break. Once it performs the click, I don't want that to continue. So, and also I put a log message that lm dot text content plus is clicked. Okay, and then there is an await message, await statement, which is going to wait for 3 seconds to make us understand whether it has clicked on the iPhone 17 Pro or not. Let me execute it. Nice. Cool. So it clicked on iPhone 17 Pro. That's why you are seeing the results of all iPhone 17 Pro. Okay, you understand the reason why it is failing? Yeah, because it performed the click already. That's why it's no more identifying the element, and it is throwing the error saying that the test ended. Let me put it here and then I'll comment this and I run it. Cool. So it says object is clicked, object promise is clicked. Why? Okay, one more reason is I missed the await. Nice. So this time I got the message iPhone 17 Pro is clicked. Okay. All right. This is what I wanted to cover in today's video, guys. Hope it is clear. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'll answer them as soon as possible. Until next time, take care.